Do you ever find yourself replaying conversations in your head, worrying about what people thought of you? Maybe you hesitated to share your opinion, or you deleted a post because you fear judgment. We live in a world where everyone seems to have an opinion about us, and we often let those opinions control our peace of mind. But the Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, faced the same challenge 2,000 years ago, and their wisdom is timeless. In this video, we'll uncover 5 powerful Stoic lessons that will help you break free from the fear of what others think and finally live with confidence and inner freedom. The first Stoic lesson is simple but life-changing. Focus only on what you can control. Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us and some are not." This single idea can free you from endless anxiety. What others think of you, not up to you. What words they whisper behind your back, not up to you. But your actions, your choices, your integrity, that is always in your control. Imagine this, you walk into a room and someone frowns. You immediately wonder, did I say something wrong? Do they dislike me? The Stoic response is, that's outside my control. Their mood, their judgments, even their misunderstanding, that belongs to them, not to you. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you accept that only your mind and actions are truly yours, you become unshakable. So from today, whenever you catch yourself worrying about how others see you, ask, is this under my control? If the answer is no, let it go. The second Stoic lesson is this. Be indifferent to both praise and criticism. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself, don't waste the remainder of your life worrying about other people, unless it affects the common good. Why? Because praise and criticism are 2 sides of the same chain. If you become addicted to people's praise, you will also be enslaved by their criticism. Think about it. One person says, you're brilliant. Another says, you're useless. If you let either comment define you, you've handed over your identity to strangers. The Stoics teach us that your worth is not measured by applause or rejection, but by whether you live according to virtue. Seneca wrote, what you think of yourself is much more important than what others think of you. If your conscience is clear, if you acted with justice, courage, and wisdom, then praise and criticism lose their power. So the next time someone flatters you, smile, but don't let it inflate your ego. And when someone insults you, remain steady, because their words say more about them than they do about you. Indifference is not coldness, it is freedom. It means you are guided by your values, not by the shifting opinions of the crowd. The third Stoic lesson is this. Live according to virtue, not popularity. Seneca once said, what is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. The Stoics believe that the true measure of a person is whether they act with wisdom, justice, courage, and self-discipline, not whether they are liked by the majority. Think about the pressure we face every day. At work, we may agree with the crowd just to fit in. Online, we may post something just to gain likes. But the Stoics warn us, the pursuit of popularity is a trap. Chasing approval makes you lose yourself, while living by virtue anchors you no matter the storm. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. That's the essence of Stoic living, choosing integrity over acceptance. Imagine 2 paths. One is wide and crowded with people cheering you on, but it leads nowhere. The other is narrow, often lonely, but it leads to inner freedom. Stoicism asks you to choose the second path. Popularity fades, opinions change, but virtue endures. When you choose virtue over approval, you stop living as a prisoner of the crowd and start living as a free human being. The fourth Stoic lesson is to remember the smallness of others' opinions. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself of mortality. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This practice, known as memento mori, helps us see how fleeting life is and how insignificant other people's judgments really are. Think about it. The opinions that keep you awake at night, the harsh words that cut deep, will they matter a year from now? 5 years from now? In the face of death and time, most of these judgments vanish into nothing. The truth is, people are too busy worrying about themselves to think about you for long. We imagine that the world is watching us, but in reality, everyone is focused on their own struggles, their own fears, their own image. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The suffering caused by others' opinions is often exaggerated in our minds. When you zoom out, you see how little weight they carry. So when you feel crushed by someone's criticism, remind yourself, both of us are mortal. Both of us will fade into history. Why should their opinion rule my life? The Stoic perspective shrinks the giant monster of judgment into a tiny shadow. And when you see how small it really is, you can walk past it, calm and free. The fifth Stoic lesson is to train discomfort through voluntary hardship. Epictetus, who was once a slave, taught that freedom comes from mastering your desires and fears. One way the Stoics practiced this was through voluntary discomfort, choosing small hardships to strengthen the mind. This might mean fasting for a day, taking a cold shower, sleeping on the floor, or deliberately stepping outside your comfort zone. Why? Because when you prove to yourself that you can endure discomfort, the opinions of others lose their power over you. If you can go hungry and remain calm, why should an insult disturb you? If you can practice discipline when nobody's watching, why should you crave applause? By embracing hardship, you build an inner fortress that no praise, no criticism, and no judgment can penetrate. Seneca advised, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, saying to yourself, 'Is this what I feared?'" This simple practice dissolves fear, whether of poverty, rejection, or embarrassment. Voluntary hardship is not about punishing yourself. It is about training your soul. When you learn to live with less, you discover that you already have more than enough. And from that place of strength, the voices of others become nothing more than background noise. So let's bring it all together. The Stoics teach us, 1. Focus only on what you can control. 2. Be indifferent to both praise and criticism. 3. Live according to virtue, not popularity. 4. Remember the smallness of others' opinions. 5. Train yourself through voluntary hardship. When you apply these lessons, you stop living as a prisoner of other people's thoughts, and you begin to live as a free human being. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 lessons do you need the most in your life right now? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read your reflections. And if you found value in this video, consider subscribing for more Stoic wisdom, because the more we learn to master ourselves, the less we are mastered by the world.